Hey YouTube, today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite acoustic guitars, and I've just finished moving and getting all set up here, and I've been going through and I remembered pulling this out how much I enjoy it, and so I actually played it recently live, and it's just such a fantastic guitar. This is a Rickey by Gretsch. This is the electrified version of the Jim Dandy Parlor Acoustic guitar that they have, and it's not a huge price increase. Both of these are incredibly budget-minded models and just really a fantastic guitar in a very small package. So stay tuned as we take a look at this Gretsch Rickey. Alright, so let's take a closer look at this Gretsch Rickey. Beautiful guitar, very well manufactured. I have not found any manufacturing issues or any problems with the finish or anything. The fingerboard is nice. It's got a nice coloration. It's a little bit on the lighter side, and it's got these nice fat dot pearloid inlays. But very, very well done. Very nice neck and head shape. Very nice, very classic looking. It's got on the head the open back classical style tuners. Very nice there. And just really love the apportionment on this. For being a budget instrument, it really is quite nice. It's surprisingly nice, especially for the price. And here's the smokestack black body, and very well done. It's kind of a matte. I've got it shined up a little bit there, so it's a little bit closer to satin, but very nice. And you see the gold pinstriping around the edge and matches the sound hole pinstriping. And there's the thing that distinguishes this as the Rickey, and that is the pickup. Beautiful, beautiful branded Gretsch pickup there, and very, very nice guitar. Just really love the classic styling to it. It's got a very nice bridge there, very dark wood, well polished. Everything is manufactured very, very well. Just overall a tremendous deal considering the price on these. And I'm not being paid to say any of this. This is just my opinions. I've had this for a while, and it was my wife's, and I got back into playing it after we moved and was reminded why it was such a great instrument. I had originally bought it for myself, and then my wife started using it as her primary rhythm guitar, and so I moved on and let her have it. But she hasn't been playing for a while, so I kind of reappropriated it and started playing it again, and very impressed. It just plays really well. It's got a lot nicer, fuller bodied voice than you would expect out of a small parlor size guitar. In contrast, I had a Recording King resonator, and it was okay, but I got this and then I stopped playing that because this was so much better. It played better, sounded better. It didn't have that distinguished dobro resonator sound to it, but it had a fuller acoustic tone and was just easier to play, and all around I thought a better instrument. So again, this is the Gretsch Rickey. And so here's a side-by-side comparison if you're curious how this parlor size compares to a full-sized acoustic. Here is a Fender Dreadnought. This is a FA-135, and it's very nice, budget level Fender acoustic. You see how much smaller this is in comparison. Particularly on the bottom is where and it is not nearly as thick there. Now in terms of the length of the neck, it is just about the same. I think the scale length is a 24-inch on this. And so, it's got The sound hole is just a tiny bit smaller. So it provides a, it feels and plays just like an acoustic. It doesn't play like a mini guitar. It's not like a kid's guitar. It's just smaller, but plays remarkably well and gives a much fuller sound than you would expect. And here just, there's the level of tone coming out of the Dreadnought. And there's the sound coming out of that. Just a quiet strum on each, and so you can get a side-by-side comparison there. So one of the coolest features about this, especially given this over the Jim Dandy, what do you get, is you get this really cool sound hole pickup there. And as I understand it, this is mimicking the classic DeArmond pickups, and it gives a passive in that you don't have the equalizer, you don't have any electronics, you don't even have any knobs or anything. It is the most simple electrified setup you can get. You just have an input jack, which is there at the strap button on the bottom. And now this doesn't give you as much tonal control because you have no controls or equalizer or anything, but it gives you very quick and easy, no fuss electrification for your acoustic. And it's a great way to just boost the sound, especially the Parlor. It produces a surprising amount of sound. It's really an excellent, even with the partial covering there from the pickup, it produces a lot of great acoustic tones. But and I've plugged in here to my Blackstar Debut 50R. Take a look at my review of that. Excellent, excellent amp. It gives you some very vintage tube tones. You can even do some, a little bit of lead work. Now, strings are, of course, going to be set a little bit higher because it's an acoustic. disadvantages of this setup is that you don't have a lot of shielding, and so it can be really sensitive to picking up electronic hum and noise and clicking and so forth. And it doesn't deal really well with you know, a lot of effects, a lot of distortion. This is on the overdrive channel on the Black Star. Like it's fine. Like it does better than you might expect in acoustic. It gets noisy pretty quick. You can hear the hum there, and you have to be, of course, very careful with feedback, as you do with any kind of hollow body, electrified acoustic, and so forth. But it's, you know, still capable if you want to have an overdrive channel or a distortion pedal or something to be able to go from rhythm work to throwing a little bit of, you know, solo lead. Overall, I mean, this thing, especially for the price, you get an eminently playable, really cool guitar that has a lot of really great, like, vintage vibe aesthetics. Love the gold pinstriping and the tuxedo feel to it, the pearlescence on the pickup. It's just such a cool guitar. If you are looking for a small, easy to gig with guitar that gives you both the acoustic and electric options, very easy to use, don't have to fuss with it a whole lot. Of course, you can't fuss with it, so if the lack of knobs and other electronics bothers you, this might not be for you. But if you're primarily an acoustic player and you're just looking for something to put into your collection that you can very easily throw some electric tones down without any fuss or muss, this is a great option. And so, you know, I have had this for a while. I initially bought it for myself, and my wife loved it so much that she ended up with it. She started playing it, and so it became her primary guitar when we were playing on Sundays in a praise band. And so it was hers for the longest time in terms of it was her primary guitar, and now moving and she's not been playing for a while, I picked it back up, and so now I've started playing it because it is just such a great guitar, and you get some tremendous tones out of it. It's comfortable, it's of course very lightweight, easy to hold, and if you're looking for full-bodied acoustic tones but in a smaller package, this is just truly fantastic. So thank you all for watching, and as always, please like and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.